Hello, everyone. Welcome to the new episode of the Compliance Playbook. In the world of compliance, in the world of cybersecurity, we have always talked about that how we can protect our assets, and that's where the fundamental of the perimeter security comes into picture. It's like building a castle with the walls. But how about if someone get into your castle? That's where everything goes haywire. And because of this, the new concept that came across almost 2 decades back, where we talk about this zero trust. It's like do not trust anyone. And it is a very, very important concept that you should know about if you are trying to get into the field of cybersecurity. To talk about this today, we have Bhabani Chatterjee. Bhabani has got more than 2 decades of experience into the cyber risk and compliance. Currently, he's working with a leading organization, Capgemini. So let's speak to Bhabani. Let's understand what is zero trust, what are the principles, how is it implemented, and what we do not know about the zero trust. So let's get started. Hi, Bhavani. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me here. Good morning.
Good morning, Bhavani. Bhavani, I think the way we speak about the zero trust, it's completely opposite, specifically in the Indian society when we say, the society word, the society works on trust. Like we need to trust each other when we grow. But in the field of cybersecurity, it doesn't work like that. So what is zero trust? Like explain it in the bare minimum, layman language. What exactly is a zero trust for our audience?
Sure. No, you already showed that one of the word. Don't trust anyone. Okay. So zero trust principles is I can talk about one of the catalyst in so long and the French Revolution's time, Thomas Kertel. He mentioned that to a shower of gold, most things are penetrable. That means always there is anything that we are going to want or want to trust, but it is always vulnerable for us. And when we talk about the information security or cybersecurity world, the zero trust principles is how they came up. That first they have come up that never trust because everything is vulnerable to them. And layman language, if I talk about that, in zero trust means all data that we going to access or we are accessing, theoretically it is accessible to everyone, but definitely with a restricted mode,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And that is the concept is coming as a that don't trust and always verify. Okay, so if I in the layman term, we always one thing we have to understand that when we talk about zero trust, that the architectures or the complete ecosystem that design that will not going to trust anything, but same time we verify whenever you have the network firewall systems or any identity access management, or when we giving the privilege access, so everything on that concept only.
Got it. Got it. So it's like no matter who is the user, no matter how many times is he logging in, he needs to be verified because it cannot
Absolutely.
be trusted even if it is coming from the same source, same computer, same firewall, same IP signal, but it has to be verified always. And that's what we call it zero trust.
Absolutely. Because always you have to think as like always in attack mode. Someone is always there in the real cyber. And if you see the last 2 decades I have seen, definitely there are more vulnerabilities coming. Attack is happening. So how we can safeguard our
Yeah.
system, our be it in our own identity or your organization or the complete society. You have to think that there will be always be a malicious attack going to happen. How are we going to safeguard?
Yeah.
So this concept is really come into picture when you're in that real world.
But then, Bhavani, I think you used one concept is they always assume that you're in attack mode. Okay. But doesn't it mean like, for example, if I'm running a company, no matter how big or small, if I'm always in that mode of like always in attack mode, isn't it a panic mode for me always? Like because see, when if you look at any organization, the cybersecurity is anyways looked as a cost center for them. And now when I give this kind of a theory to the CEO of a company or to the board of the company that you need to be always in panic mode. You always need to be in attack mode. How does it justify? Like, does it make sense or it is just a theory and doesn't matter in the long term?
Well, if you talk about that, how we're going to convince the board of directors or our CXOs, okay,
Yeah.
especially the CFO. Definitely, it is one of the key questions always were asked, and it is a CISO's role that when we are come into picture, how we can convince that CFO and CEO that why
Yeah.
it is required. If it's a definitely, if I am going to keep it aside, the all the regulatory requirement or the
Yeah.
compliance
Yeah.
that you have to do that, and definitely it is now you cannot escape that. Okay, first thing, because the strength, how the attack is happening, how the data, when you have to think that it is not your identity as well. You have to think the customer point of view, customer data,
Mm,
PI data, personal information is very, and that other concept called data privacy. And all those factors, how we can going to safeguard the data. That is a major, this concept is built on that ecosystem only. Now, if I talk about how we're going to, well, we discuss earlier days, it is just a one of the part that we have to do this certain things we have to implement our system like a firewall system. Earlier days, if you can recall, that we should have a antivirus software
yeah,
just to install that because I just want to get no there should be any virus or anything in my system and the malicious or any application or in the network layer or the server layer we have any API that's where is vulnerable and if something or .exe file. But nowadays it's I can talk about that one thing that it's no longer a just another areas that you have to focus on. It is a day in, day out if you're part of your business.
mm,
When you talk about the business, you have to think that how going to how when you are talking in terms of the customer data, when we're talking about
mm,
the how the organization evolving, how going to safeguard the data. Because end of the day, it is again coming back to that key concept of how we going to implement some new concept and safeguarding it. So for that, zero
got it,
trust came into picture, and it is no longer just a concept, it's a mandatory or the compliance regulatory framework that we have to adhere to. If you
got
don't
it,
do that, definitely you will have to penalize for that. But other things, trust. When we're talking about
yeah,
zero trust, that is concept to have the trust and confidence with the customer. And
got
that
it.
is the major reason our CXOs also understand that it is very much. And that's the reason we are investing a lot to not only implementing this framework or in our system, educating the people also we are happening.
Got it. Got it. No, I think, Bhavani, you said one thing very well because I think when I also speak to my customers at Narad, I think the one assurance that we need to give that your data is safe with us. And how is it safe? Because we use the principles like zero trust. It's like we do not identify someone as an insider or as an outsider. We implement zero trust no matter who he is or who she is. We make sure that we do not provide random accesses to people, I think, and that's the right way, not just to convince the customer but also to convince the board. Now, Bhavan, I think now we have very well understood the concept of zero trust, where we have come a long way from the insider threat, where we were only thinking that if we can give a right user ID password to someone and then we are done. But I think now we have come a long way from that. Now there is no more parameter of a firewall or anything. So if you can also talk about a bit about, Bhavani, that what are the basic ways of implementing zero trust, might be two or three ways that you might have done for your organization, or that you know about. Like if I'm a small company, if I'm in a very very initial level, like for example at Narad, we're very early in our journey right now. What is that we can do to implement the zero trust right now?
So definitely, there are many that DNA already implemented. If a major player, if you, I can take one of the key player also market, and they are also partner like a Zscaler. Or it is not restricted on Zscaler. There are many major player, other player also. They are Microsoft Defender.
Yeah.
They have already come up. So they already implementing this. And if you just have to discuss with them that what level of access management that you're looking for, what
Hmm.
level, how many endpoint solutions that you're looking for. Because end of the
Hmm.
day, if I talk about that in your endpoint solution, not only the server that you are already hosted so many of data center or something, you also think that all the employees majorly previously it was there is a desktop version. You just go to the office, you just log in, and then you are working and then come back. Nothing carrying
Yeah.
with you. Okay? It will be stay
Yeah.
safe in your not only physical perimeter and in the office, but also safeguarding. Now, when everyone having an endpoint solution, that's a laptop. You're carrying everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then it is more vulnerable, right?
Correct.
If you don't have the right level of encryptions, right level of system security system in place, not only physical safety, how you also previously we has to lock our laptop with a just in an office also, right? Sometime if you can recall that those days I can recall that we get with our laptop we got a laptop locks, right? We have
Yeah.
to just
The
in your desktop
padlocks.
padlocks. Yeah, right. We have to use. Nowadays, even our laptop we are carrying anywhere in the world, I no need to worry about. The reason being any network, it is still safe because of, and even though it's a small player or a small organization or mid-size or any large enterprise, one thing they have to adapt that how we can safeguarding. Completely encrypted the system, endpoint solution is there. Whenever you log in any network, you have a trusted network. You have to always give a permission to the system that yet it is a trusted network and I can log in. Even though public domain you are using, still it will be asked you that is it a trusted source, and then only you will given that yes it is trusted source and I can log in, and but still it is keep monitoring in the backend that any attack happening, any what is the network traffic from where it is
Yeah.
going as coming, so completely there and why I'm getting if there's an incident log immediately I get a popped up that the solutions we already in place and nowadays. So
Yeah.
as we evolve as a digital transformation, we also evolve in the cybersecurity space as well. So
Got it.
that's really
Yeah.
helpful. So to start with, just connect with any of the player. They can how or
Yes.
any advisor to set up this system. And it is currently it is a mandatory also. Be it small and large.
Yeah. Well, I think let's break down one thing which you
Hmm.
spoke about. You
Yeah.
said that the laptops at Capgemini are very much locked, and I remember my days at Barclays. The laptops were very much locked. Can you tell me the steps how to log into a Capgemini lab? You don't need to tell me a user ID password, but what are the steps? And the reason I'm asking you, see again, we also have laptops in my office, but it's very simple. Open it, start working. And I'm sure at Capgemini that's not how it the way. Can you tell me the steps like what, let's say, even if I get your laptop, what are the steps or what are the things I need to know from the multi-factor authentication point of view to log into it?
So we use means we have three, four options. Currently, we can face recognition or your thumb. It is integrated with you. So biometric is there
Okay.
in
So
my
first is
laptop. So
biometrics.
okay. Means that is one option.
Yeah.
Other things are your ID and password. That's always you carry with you. So that's
Yeah.
integrated. And but it is already the BitLocker. Again, it's a first thing you have to log into a BitLocker. Then only it will be ask you that's 6-digit code. If you don't give that, it will no not go to the next step. Then the Windows Hello is there. You have to use your facial recognitions or your thumb to just to log in. It is a very user friendly. I don't need to worry about that keeping all my okay. What is my password? If I forget what happened, my system got locked. Then I have to go to the admin. Then they ask them that can you help me to unlock it. That's also a different process. But even someone knows my password, also still cannot do that. Means a login is fully encrypted because we have a biometric system enabled in our laptops. Nobody can.
And
Uh,
you said about something about the BitLocker, that token or the password that you receive. Where do you receive it? It's on your mobile?
No. So we have a 6-digit code. Okay.
Yeah.
That is, and it is, we also have in mobile, but we also have one of the system because the 6-digit code, it is a one time SSO login password.
Yeah.
So you no need to, when so many, every time it is changing, like we have to use like earlier, the pink ID. If you was,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
or if you are some people
RSA.
also RSA or currently
Yeah.
we have Okta as well.
Yeah.
So that's
Okta.
interesting. So if you'll get every time it is 1 and 30 seconds get changed the new code.
Yeah.
So that's option also we have. It is based on the what kind of role you have, and it is that is
Mm,
the reason we have designed a role based access. Always we have
yeah.
that is the major concept we have come up that based on my what is my role. If I'm developer, I'm using so much of data, or I'm a business person, then my laptop will be more secure.
Got it. I think over a couple of points that you talked about, I'll repeat it for the audience because again, working, leading a small team, leading a small company, we don't have all this. But if you are a founder, if you're listening to this, a couple of things you need to do. I every laptop will 100% will have the user ID password. But apart from that, like Bhavan said, get a face recognition or a thumb recognition because I think now most of laptop they come with a webcam or come up with the thumb recognition. And second thing is about this SSO login or the RSA secure ID or BitLocker where you get this one time password onto some other device that get expires in 30 seconds. So you look for it, whatever you can afford, and the way it will help you, like even if the laptop gets stolen, it will be just a material loss of the laptop price, not the data that is stored on the laptop or not the programs that are running on the laptop. And I think again, Bhavan, if I'm not wrong, with all our laptops at Capgemini or at Barclays, I think nothing is stored on the laptop, correct? Everything is in center in the cloud, correct?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Nothing, nothing is there in the laptop. Even the someone taken also, if they try to forcefully log in, the
yeah.
auto destruction option is there. So my data will be completely erased.
Superb,
Even it is
superb.
happen 3 time wrong password or wrong pin, your data will be erased for everything.
Everything. Yeah. So I think this is a very good way of, protecting your assets, protecting your data when you talk about the zero trust. It's like once your laptop is out of your hands, it's like even the person who gets it, for him, the laptop becomes completely useless. And I think that's the reason. I don't know. I do not have the data of the how many laptops get stolen every year. I think now people must not be stealing business laptops anymore because it's useless right now.
It's just like a box. Nothing will happen. You cannot log in
Yeah.
also. Forget about stealing something. They cannot log in
Yeah.
also. That much secured system we have current era.
So you talked about one thing, like even after you log in, okay, now we get to this phase two. Let's say someone managed to log in. They get your retina scan, or they get your thumbnail, they get your Okra ID, and then you talked about the continuous monitoring. What exactly happens in the continuous monitoring? Like, how is it being done? Like, what are the basic things? Again, I'm talking from a small company point of view. See, I'll keep going back to that because big companies, they already know all this. They can hire people, they can hire agencies, they can afford enough dollars to spend on this. But when we talk about the companies like mine, where we do not have that kind of budget, so what is that continuous monitoring that really happens, or that can be done easily even by any company?
So here also I will take one of the example of zero trust, right? It's not only that always authenticating it is you or someone else or some any attacker or that's already got your laptop and just log in somewhere, but it will continuously monitor the anomalies, what's happening, what are the activities is
Mm,
doing, what kind of search I'm doing in my laptop. So first of all, it is very difficult to get into because all those it is all the password and the 3 layer of securities that we already have. But it is a small organization might don't have all flexibility or the privilege access
mm,
already set up or role based access already given. If you log in also, that's the best part is that means if you have a client data and definitely it is a very, so how we can safeguard. So first thing is that you should have this encrypted completely. So
mm,
whenever someone try, even if as you said that someone used your retina or we are seeing in the movie that okay using someone's okay and to open a safe stealing something, but is practically when it is very difficult nowadays
mm,
because it will be keep on monitoring that what kind of animals is happening, anything they have observed that it is or they are trying to copy something. And that's the reason nowadays in your business laptop or something, they do not have any USB drive attached. You cannot use that, it will be blocked always. Even only you have to take a permission from the admin that yes I want to only for your if you want to just if you want to use your mouse or any external keypad, then also you have to authenticate that yes I want to use this device and I need a permission. So always is a
mm,
permission and it is continuous monitoring all your system
mm.
and what kind of network you are connecting. Zero trust
Got it.
always the external because it's a public domain. Anywhere you went to, if you're carrying. And nowadays, also, we are seeing that most of the enterprises or any other companies, even when you are traveling from one place, probably in India, you are allowed to carry your laptop. But if you are going back, you have to take a permission
Mm,
and get a approval from your CISOs that, yes, I'm going to this country and this is my
mm.
areas I'm going visiting. Because the reason being,
Oh,
whenever if you are going which network you are connecting, so
mm.
nothing will work. If you're going, it is again it's a box for you only because all the business applications or anything you cannot log in or nothing will work
So are you saying, sorry to interrupt you. So are you saying nowadays, even when you carry your laptop, it also
abroad.
restricted by the geographies?
Yes, that kind of effects we have. You got to take a permission because you're changing your network. I am from, just an example, I'm in India currently on Bangalore. Tomorrow I'm traveling to London for any business meet on. I will take a permission that I'm carrying and my laptop, and this is the areas so they can give an access that areas, or I have to nearby any office, I have to go and log in to work. That kind of flexibility
Superb,
we have. So that it is
superb.
just to give a extra layer of security. So geographic specific also we have. Because whenever you're taking, means you have to take a permission to carry your business part. We everything, even our phone. You are using phone and you are using work profile. You are having all the application. You are accessing your mail and anywhere. But still, it is fully encrypted. Even my phone also that much they have observed what I'm doing, what kind of search I'm doing, what will the any malicious activity or anything. Immediately it will be
Mm.
locked and data can be erased. So all those flexibility is there. So we have advanced more currently with all the technologies.
Yeah, I think this was kind of a new knowledge for me also, like because I've been accustomed with this term like BYOD, bring your own device, and MDM, your mobile device management, like
Absolutely.
because you receive your mobile or laptop from your organization, and then there are restrictions. But I think this is something very new for me. Like now the restrictions are geography based. Like if you're traveling, you have to declare it in advance that why you are traveling, why you're carrying a laptop, justify it, and
Yes.
then only you can use it for the certain business purpose. That's I
So
think
if
that
it's
makes
a
a lot of
business
sense.
purpose, you will get approval for sure. Okay. But if it's a personal vacation you are going, better not to carry. you will
Better not
they
to
will not
carry.
allow. Otherwise, it is just a one of the package you cannot use also.
Super. One thing, Vani, we are in the AI era. I don't think any conference, anywhere I go to and we don't speak about AI. How is AI contributing to the zero trust from both the sides? Like how is it helping zero trust to become better? Like whatever we are implementing, and how AI has broken all the old rules, like where we implemented the systems and policies so that there is a zero trust implementation. And with the AI, all those rules, all those policies are useless right now because now anything can happen. Specifically, when you talk about retina scan or something or the face scan, we can see so much happening. Using AI, you can build anything. Like you can build anyone's face, you can build anyone's retinas and whatnot. So, what is the role of AI in both the ways, positive and negative?
So it's one of the story I can talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
And one of the I was studying in IIM that time. It is also artificial intelligence one of the subject. Okay. And we
Hmm.
are talking about that how AI is a boon or it's a threat for us. So, and what professor was talking about that is definitely it's a accelerator or it's a catalyst that we have to use, but it's based on the restricted sometime that time because definitely we are not evolved that much. But currently, if I talk about AI is everywhere. Without AI, I cannot think of. And cybersecurity world also, and any of the solutions we are building or anything we are talking about artificial intelligence, how the LLM models, the large language model that we are talking, and it is more accelerated when we have come up with the chat GPT. How the GPT
Hmm.
functions and the we are integrating GNAI solutions came up. Now the current as of today, we are also working on the agentic AI.
Hmm.
Previously, that is the RPA, the robotic process automations that we have working on and doing some
Hmm.
automation. Now I'm deploying agents to get my work done. Right. One way is definitely is a threat as well. The same time,
Hmm.
one threat I can think of that is recently we are in one of the conference also talking the same subject that how agentic AI in the current is helping us to accelerate or elevate. At the same time, also how it is giving a one of the threat and how we can
Hmm.
minimize the risks. Because one agent, whatever the based on their understanding and how the access part they have,
Hmm.
they can they can influence the other agent, and it is
Hmm.
right. And it is like a earlier days you have already seen some sci-fi movies, right? And the era is coming that the machines is taking over the world, and and you know it means you can't do anything. Machine is
Yeah.
just ruling the world. So AI we have to adapt. We work on this and accelerate. Where like a threat intelligence, one of the use case
Hmm.
I talk about, how we can quickly that one of the case that I was talking, right? How
Yeah.
quickly we have detect that anomalies and giving me a potential threat, alarming me.
Yeah.
But this is the use case other side that we are talking about. That one agent and the agentic AI when in the secure system, that one agent can influencing other agent, and all the agents is working differently instead of the workflow that you have designed. So
Hmm.
one thing you have to be, it is definitely human touch is required. How you monitoring,
Yeah.
how you are controlling the system. Without that, if you give all authority to AI, then AI will be as you. Okay. People are
Yeah.
talking about that AI can take away my job. It is not taking your job. You have to be adapt to that and how you can using the AI to
Yeah.
accelerate your
Correct.
work. Simple example like Gen AI. How fast we have seen so much of advancement based in retail sector, automotive, and driverless cars. So everything. Only things you have you controlling, and that is the zero trust coming. You have to be given a proper least privilege access to the system, that it will be complete in controlled manner. And the all the SOC, we have SOC 2 now already. So security operation controls, when you are talking about, you have to implement that. How you integrating that? So you have a continuous monitoring. You don't need to worry
Got
about
it.
always. So all those aspect is there. So the end of the day, it is human also monitoring it, not giving complete
Yes.
authority to the machine, that or else it will be the movie what you seen, that Terminator or
Terminator.
anything, it is already replacing you. So
Superb.
hopefully that
Yeah.
era should not come. We have
Should not
to,
come.
yeah, otherwise we will be in extinction.
Yeah, and I think one thing that you said very well, Bhavani, like you are using AI, but do not give it so much of information. Do not make your AI agents so much independent that it can take over you. There always needs to be human touch, and that's where the real principle of the zero trust comes into picture. When you are not trusting the human around you, because like we said in the beginning, we are not trusting the employees, we are not trusting the vendors. They are real human. How can we trust the machines? Like when there's some robotic machines, some some process, some agentic AIs. So we should not put any trust there. Rather than we should make sure that we should only pass the information that is really really useful, rather than like people, because I've seen people, they upload any document to the chat GPTs and open AIs, and then then trying to get the answers from it. So that's a very valid point. Like, if we really, when you talk about the zero trust, the first trust we need to take away is from the AI, because I think now we are trusting AI blindly. So I think that's
Yeah.
the that's,
As a
that's a very
cyber
good
professional,
takeaway.
my advice, please, you can use, leverage your work. But you have to
Yeah,
think that if you give your all PI data, you are uploading your
yeah,
picture to just one trend. I am seeing in all the social media that talking about that Gemini, some
yeah.
trends going on. So if you are uploading your PI data or uploading your facial everything, it can use for there, and it is a public platform. It's not
It
a
is a public
restricted mode,
platform.
and any
Yeah.
AI can use for anything. Already OpenAI CEO, when we talk about that, it is based on, if you, there is a disclaimer also. Okay, we use your data for your train the model. So you can think of
Exactly.
uh, tomorrow they can create your face. You talking about the retina scan. It can talk anything and can invade your complete personal thing. And
No.
you, so that is the concept came that all those issues happen. Deepfake videos, someone posing as you. Well, okay, even that is a major reason we have to think of that, how we limited that, how we can mitigate all those risks. So all this aspect is there. The pros and cons will always be there whenever we advance our
Yeah.
technology. But what is the guardrails you are putting? What are the policy or the governance part is there, is very much
Mm.
important. And that is the
Mm.
cybersecurity expert like us, that we have to be always be cautious that how we can advise
Superb.
for the, not only for the board or the organization, but as a society, how we can help. If I'm seeing someone, if my friend is doing something wrong, okay, but this is something is, you have to be cautious. Otherwise, what
Yeah.
happened tomorrow? He will be in trouble and calling me when my phone got hacked and my personal data is the web. So you have given the already permission, so and everything is in the dark web.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that was a very good point, Bhavani. Like, we're talking about the AI and how dangerous it can be, because at the one side there's a team like ours, the cybersecurity team. They're fighting day in day out to make sure that the networks are secure. And on the another hand, we are unknowingly uploading our data, and eventually whatever we are building to make sure there's a zero trust and everything is collapsing just because of this
Yes.
small mistakes that we are doing here and there. Thank you so much, Bhavani, for sharing that. So, Bhavani, now while we are moving towards the end of the segment, Bhavani, what is that one piece of advice you would like to give to the youngsters who are trying to get into the field of cybersecurity or zero trust or whatsoever in general?
Well, if you don't think as a, always my advice will be for the everyone who are trying to pursue their career in the, be it's an AI space or it's a digital transformation. You have to think one thing, that how, what is the value you are getting? Okay. Everyone is talking about cybersecurity, but what is the key things that you like to work on? Only one thing. Okay, you might be thinking there's a cybersecurity is a ocean. Okay, there is a GRC, there is a data privacy, there are cyber resolution, threat intelligence, vulnerability management, whatnot. But you have to think on the one aspect that how we can get more insight on that. How you are, and currently, thanks to all the institution, all the BETs, IITs, NITs, all the PME or IIM, they are coming up with the very good courses. They are already promoting. Even organization also coming up, educating the people on the
Yeah,
cybersecurity. If you are trying to get into a cybersecurity career, understand that what aspect that you can work on, and be in the pro in that. I have started my career with a certain one completely on the data center, how we can safeguarding the firewall and all those things. But end up was also started researching on doing research on GRC, how the governance framework is working, what is the SOC, and I was also the part of the audit team. So that how we're working on, and then I moved to any majorly currently working on the data privacy because it's a currently it is very much required, and DPO CISO is so. Well, one key suggestions or the advice I can say that whatever you do, but be on that one part, expert on that,
mm,
instead of
yeah,
understanding everything. It is not possible for you to understand everything. And based on the requirement, you might be work on here, sometime AI, sometime in other technologies that's coming up. That's okay. But be professional or the very expert in one area only. Let's start.
got it. Yeah. No, thank you so much, Bhavani, for sharing that advice, and thank you so much for spending time with us on the weekend morning,
Sure,
where we can pick your brain to understand. So, Bhavani, looking forward to many more sessions with you, because
sure,
like
sure,
I know like the 30-40 minutes are not enough to get everything that you learned in 20 years. So thank you so much for your time and looking forward.
sure. Thank you so much, Manoj.